Hello, everyone, and welcome to another commentary video. I'm Phil Arias, and today we are watching Has Been Hotel Season 1, Episode 1 Overture. Now, this has been one of my hyperfixations for a really long time, so this is definitely not a first-time reaction. No, I did state in my commentary on the pilot, I've seen this show so many times. So many times. So now I'm just going through it and pointing out like little details and things that I've noticed, doing a bit of comparisons, and highlighting some of the animation choices and comparing them to the pilot, which I know a lot of people have done already, but eh, really I just wanted an excuse to geek out about this on the internet some more with season 2 coming along. So thank you for joining me if you're here. I will be trimming this down because YouTube, copyright, all of that. This needs to maintain fair use. There will be an extended cut on my Patreon once I figure that all out. So there will be an extended cut. It will likely also be trimmed down to only the stuff I have commentary for. Because again, fair use. I want to do my best to make this, it okay and copyright safe. Which means likely we won't be playing a lot of the music here on YouTube. So anyways, I guess we should start, shouldn't we?
So he watched as the angels began to expand the universe in their ways.
Here's the fun thing about this image right here. I believe I mentioned it in the pilot. The image where all of the eyes are observing and watching Earth reminded me of this one, which is a much cleaner image and gets the point across more of how much these supernatural beings are watching over the planet. Granted, we're given more humanoid forms, but we still have some with, like, wheels for heads and, like, a bishop, and we have Sarah. For those of you who have seen the show, by the way, warning, there will be many, many spoilers. So if you have not seen the show yet, you should probably go watch the show before watching my commentary on it. Just saying, 'cause this is not going to be spoiler free. It definitely is not going to be spoiler free. I just find it fascinating that they're treating the Earth like a precious object, and they're making it in their image. So it seems there might not necessarily be a god in the Helliverse, and if there is, they might have possibly taken a huge step back. We don't know for sure, because 'cause we're still trying to figure out the official canon as well. There's a lot of stuff that's been said, like, on live streams and in interviews and such like that. But when it comes to the actual nitty-gritty and details of what is official or not, we're still left in the dark with a lot of things. And even the storybook that Charlie is reading to us, how much of it is true? Someone had to write it. Someone who very much likely had a bias, especially in favor of Lucifer and Lilith. So I'm guessing whoever wrote it, likely Lucifer or Lilith, let's be honest, had in mind wanting to soften their own crimes, I guess. How they can take this religion and this mythology of a religion and change it into such an interesting shape. Kinda reminds me of Thor and Loki in the Marvel Universe. They're putting a modern spin on, say, Lucifer and the angels and heaven and hell and everything.
From the dust of earth, they created Adam and Lilith, equals as the first of mankind. But despite this, Adam demanded control, and Lilith refused to submit to his will. She fled the garden. Drawn in by her fierce independence, Lucifer found her, and the two rebellious dreamers fell deeply in love. Together, they wished to share the magic of free will with humanity, offering the fruit of knowledge to Adam's new bride, Eve, who gladly accepted.
So here's some interesting, religious lore for those of you who don't know. Eve was made from a rib of Adam. How it's framing everything in this version of the story is that Lilith and Adam were equals and Adam was just a major asshole, which he is. It's just amusing that he was an asshole from literally day one. And I can't imagine how insufferable he would be for an eternity. It also implies that Lucifer and Lilith don't need to eat the fruit of knowledge to gain free will. And if Lilith doesn't need to eat the fruit of knowledge to gain free will, neither does Adam. This story does not mention Adam taking a bite of the fruit of knowledge, so there is the possibility that Eve didn't share it with him, and that it was only her that took a bite of the fruit of knowledge to possibly get herself separated from him in a way, instead of being literally made from a part of him, instead of dust from the earth. So that's where the subservience sort of plays into Eve's character. As a part of Adam, it's expected that she obey Adam, sort of thing. And that has been used against women so many fucking times. Ugh. But I do like the idea that in the end, this frames it as Lucifer just trying to do a good thing for humanity. Not necessarily evil, but he's like, "Hey, I noticed, I noticed you could use something. Hey, why don't you eat this? You'll get free will." Or something like that. 'Cause knowledge gives power. Ignorance is bliss, but knowledge is power. I just like the idea that maybe things aren't as black and white as most religions seem to make them.
But this gift came with a curse, for with this single act of disobedience, evil finally found its way into Earth. With it, a new realm of darkness and sin, and the order heaven had worked to maintain was shattered. As punishment for their reckless act, heaven cast Lucifer and his love into the dark pit he had created, never allowing him to see the good that came from humanity, only the cruel and the wicked.
Now, this would be awful. Just straight up terrible. To be forced to witness for the rest of eternity your what might be considered your biggest failure. Lucifer likely doesn't know if any human souls make it to heaven. He likely doesn't know what they're like on Earth. He doesn't really talk to sinners all that much as far as we're able to gather in season 1. So the only thing he sees is a bunch of people treating each other like shit. Using each other, walking over each other, murder, other unmentionable things. It's hell. The worst people go there. And also some people who might not be the worst, but made some mistakes. It's pretty easy to see where his depression and issues come from. Even if he's very prideful and doesn't believe what he did was wrong necessarily, he could still see the results as a mistake, and likely wonders if he could have gone about it differently and stuff like that. So him withdrawing and not actually wanting to continue helping with humanity makes total sense, in my opinion.
Shamed, Lucifer lost his will to dream. But Lilith thrived, empowering demonkind with her voice and her songs. And as the numbers of hell grew, so did its power. Threatened by this, heaven made a truly heartless decision. That every year they would send down an army, an extermination, to ensure hell and its sinners could never rise against them.
So here's another interesting point to make. Although Sarah later on in the series does mention that the demons and sinners were uprising, we're never given proof that that was happening. Honestly, this could have been a bad actor on Heaven's part convincing them to just go and slaughter sinners in hell. This could literally just be a population issue, who knows? I don't think it's a population issue, though it's probably there's probably another reason, because there's always, like, the Hellborn and stuff living there as well. So it really begs the question of, c is it the overpopulation? Is it really that they were gathering up their power to storm the gates of heaven? It really doesn't seem like that's what Lilith wanted to do from the story's perspective. Again, this is a story likely written either by Lilith or Lucifer, very sugar-coated, and the accuracy and truthfulness should be taken with a grain of salt. We don't know when the extermination started happening. As far as we know, it could have started happening when Lilith disappeared. But likely it started happening before that due to the story and how often Charlie, like, references what's going on. It's probably been going along for quite a while. Possibly even as long as Charlie's been alive, which, according to non-canon sources, is around 200 years old. But that's non-canon sources, so her canonical age might be completely different. Now we get into, yeah, just Sarah mentioning how she wouldn't have approved Adam's yearly escapades if it would bring trouble to Heaven's doorsteps. This could just be Adam being really butthurt and seeing an opportunity to fuck with Lucifer. Joke's on him, Lucifer doesn't give a shit. I mean, Charlie does, but I'm pretty sure Lucifer couldn't care less about these souls getting erased, as long as it's not his family. Because there's only so much you can care about in a lifetime, and he's an eternal being. It's probably very difficult for him to care about anything long term, because likely he's going to outlive it, or he's going to watch it degrade. Now, in hell, that doesn't really happen because nobody really ages or anything other than the Hellborn. The Hellborn definitely do age, which is unfortunate for certain relationships that are super adorable and everything in Hell of a Boss that I wish would last forever. We're never given all the terms of the agreement of the exterminations. We don't know who in hell agreed to them. We know Lucifer was a part of the negotiations at the very least when we get to that part, but we don't know what actually led to the negotiations happening in the first place.
Are you okay?
I'm fine. Just thinking, family stuff.
And we get, like, good shots of the change in the character designs of Vaggie and Charlie here. Charlie has less bumpy hair, and it's actually tied in a very loose, like, double ponytail, I guess, which would be a lot easier to animate than flowing hair with a bunch of curves and bumps in it. This one does have a few bumps, because it is a multi-ponytail, but it's it would probably be easier to animate this than the original hairstyle Charlie had. Vaggie's outfit is also a lot more sleek, more professional, and her hair has also been changed to something that is a lot more styled in a way, because she also has the change in the tip color and the actual, like, point it comes down to now, where before it was just really long and kind of messy. The bow as well got a bit sharper looking compared to the roundness of the original bow. So it looks more like horns than the initial bow did, which I find absolutely amusing. And another thing is Vaggie, due to, I guess it might be considered the saturation of the colors, her outlines are in a dark purplish gray. They almost look like they're the exact same, like, dark grayish purple as her collar, her skirt, and, like, the cuffs of her sleeves. And that, like, outlines her entire face, her hair. It's easier to see that it's not just straight up black, when you look at her hair and her face and compare it to, say, her eyelashes, where Charlie, who is in the foreground and also a Hellborn and character and in general, wears darker clothing and has a lot one of the reasons why, like, having her eyes still having her eyelashes be completely black draws our attention to her face and her expression, where it is nice to, like, look at the full design, but where we need to look is something we have to pay attention to in these scenes, because that's where our eyes will naturally go is to where like, Vaggie's eye in this circumstance. Now, Charlie is outlined in black. This could also be a character design decision, but her highlights in her hair are actually a pinkish blonde. So it's not even a darker blonde, which actually makes the a contrasting appearance that really makes the highlights pop a bit more than what a darker blonde would do. Because the color is almost, how do I phrase this? It's about as muted as the blonde is. It's just on another part of the color wheel.
Did you hear from your mom yet? Oof, how long has it been now?
Not that long. Only 7 years off doing something important, I'm sure. But this kingdom was something she really cared about. Something I care about.
Well, at least you aren't alone.
I just hope what I'm trying to do here will work.
It will. I have faith in you. All right, come on. Alistair says he has something to show us.
And our first look at the Heavenly Embassy. It's not all dark and decrepit and haunting as the one in the pilot. It definitely stands out a lot more in Pentagram City, especially when surrounded by all of the burning buildings and construction and everything happening. Though this might also be the Doomsday District, so this is just another Tuesday for them. And compared to the pilot, we got level windows, we've got perpendicular and parallel shapes. Again, it's a lot cleaner than the pilot was. Likely, this background did take more time than some of the pilot backgrounds, though, especially with the attention to detail and color and the contrasting colors. Because we've got everything from pinks to yellows to a bit of white and gray mixed in with the reds and the purples.
Well, hello there, you wayward sinner. Do you like blood, violence, and depravity of a sexual nature? Of course you do. That's why you're in hell.
No turning back. Yeah, who would have guessed you're in hell? Of course there's no turning back. I just love the fact that they're both like, the fuck, man? You're filming us? Like, distracts him so much he stops stabbing him. Granted, again, as far as I know, it's still canon that sinners cannot die from regular means. Their souls can only be erased using angelic steel, or possibly angelic power. But any other type of death, usually, they will end up reforming after a while. Which is why if we see someone die and then they're in a scene later on, it's not really that big of a surprise.
Founded 5 days ago by Lucifer's delusional daughter, Charlotte Morningstar. Come place your fate in her inexperienced hands.
And we've got the throwback to the pilot episode with her talking about her idea with the rainbow and everything and all the demons happy at her hotel with Katie Killjoy.
As she tries to work.
And we've got this lovely picture of all of the evidence and just... What was the character from Always Sunny in Philadelphia that does this? Charlie? Something. Hey, editor me, put the GIF somewhere on the screen. But I love, because Charlie does this and goes crazy with boards and string in episode 5 as well. So she is trying her damnedest. And because these are still images, here, some more animation stuff. Due to these being still images, we can spend a lot more detail on them because we don't expect them to move. Thus why her hair has a lot more texture, the lighting is different on her suit. And we'll see. Yeah. Even here, there's a bit more detail. We've got, like, little hairs and everything coming off of her usual, like, very, like, together hairstyle.
Issues by fixing you.
I still love that. Trying to work through her daddy issues by fixing you. He's so accurate. But he doesn't seem to realize she also has mommy issues. Charlie has mommy issues, daddy issues, abandonment issues, neglect issues, expressing her less than positive emotion issues. Like, when she's feeling less than positive, she has trouble expressing those kinds of things, it seems. Which I hope ends up coming out in season 2 a bit more. Be really nice to see her finally kick someone's ass in hell for being a piece of shit. Even if it goes against everything she stands for. I just think Charlie kicking someone's ass would be really fun to watch. Hi Razzle, hi Dazzle.
Such as somewhat functional staff and 24-hour pest control, custom rooms, and just look at this tacky parlor. Enjoy riveting conversation with our singular resident. Wow! All this
50% off. Haha, I named it. Has-Been Hotel. Best part, his radio tower, of course. Ship, I guess? Yeah, what is with the ships? Because even the new hotel has a ship as a part of it. Is it actually like the Titanic or something? It's kind of interesting. Sail! Danger! Authorized personnel only. Danger! Hotel! No tacky circus decor, I promise. Alistair is a fucking liar. I mean, he hates circus decor, but unfortunately, the hotel seems to be one that was designed initially by Lucifer. Neat. $1.
More at the Has-Been Hotel. Your last desperate attempt.
Call now or don't, I don't care. We still don't have a working phone. One of the character designs that has changed probably the most is Alistair's design. Not only have some of the colors changed, but some of the sizes of the pieces have changed on his outfit. His hair is more of a hot pink than a blood red, which I find absolutely amusing. Instead of having like full black, his like streaks and stuff are little gray, like really dark gray still. And he is so much sharper. There are so many more angles and less, say, noodly limbs in the official seasons compared to the pilot. Now, that also does lend Has-Been Hotel to seemingly be less it's weird to say less cartoony, but those of you who get what I mean, you get what I mean. And have restrictive anatomy and have rules as to how that anatomy will move and work and everything, and every single time it doesn't do something it's supposed to. Key thing, when it doesn't do something it's supposed to, that draws attention. That's one of the big reasons why a lot of designs you wanna keep consistent is because you can do something really fun with it later on. You can go past people's expectations or startle them. It's just really fun and interesting to do things like that, and Alistair is a prime example of that with how his body and head moves. Because everything else about him seems to be regular, like, human movement and everything. Hearing, like, the neck crack when he turns his head, like, basically 90 degrees. It's a bit freaky.
We want people to want to come here.
And we get an
This
upshot
makes it look,
putting Charlie and Vaggie in an authoritative
Bad. The
position.
word you're looking for is bad.
Funny, I was going for hilarious.
It didn't explain anything about how we're trying to save demons from extermination, which is the whole fucking point.
Vaggie is right, Alistair. The commercial was to let sinners know we are trying to help them.
Well, my dear, I haven't been active in hell for some time, and everyone remembers me from my radio show, the proper medium to express oneself. But you insisted on this noisy picture box advertisement, so I had a little fun with it.
Oh, fun? You had a little fun with it? Well, this is not what we want to represent us. When you showed up here a week ago, you told us you would help run this hotel. Instead, you're mocking us. Nobody's gonna...
And I absolutely love this. To be, in my opinion, this is why she does it, to be more authoritative and to have more of an intimidating presence, Vaggie stands up on the couch instead of just standing up. So this way she's more eye to eye with Alistair instead of being literally a couple feet shorter than he is. Because Alistair's he's a tall boy. He tall. Not as tall as, say, Angel or Valentino, but he's still tall. And Vaggie's about Yeah, Vaggie and Lucifer are around the same height, roughly. Their heights don't fully stay consistent in everything, but again, it's a cartoon. That's perfectly, like, fine and understandable. And again, they don't do, like, noodly arms and stuff like that as much as the
I swear, if you film me going at it with Mr. Fancy Talk Creepy Voice here, you'd be rolling in participants willing to stay at this tacky hotel.
Never going to happen.
Angel, I appreciate you wanting to use your special skills to attract folks to the hotel.
And it's really amusing that instead of sitting back down on the couch, Vaggie's sitting on the arm of the couch now. She's more at height with Charlie while sitting. It's just amusing. She's probably getting ready to throttle Angel, and it's a better position to do throttling from.
But I really don't want to exploit you in that way.
Oh, please, baby. This body was made to be exploited. I got the arms, I got the stamina, I got the legs, I got the lung capacity. Oh, I got the legs, the gag reflex, the holes, the chest fluff, everyone thinks of tits.
And that's one of the other amusing things. A lot of people think Angel's a woman in the pilot, even though Alistair calls him an effeminate fellow. Nifty still refers to Angel as one of the women. And one of the reasons is at first glance, due to shape and how we recognize generally female and masculine representation, Angel does come across as much more feminine in presentation than masculine. Not only because of the colors we socially associate with women, pinks, brighter colors, stuff like that, but he also has, like, hearts in his hair. He's definitely posing in a way most masculine presenting characters would not be posed in. Yeah, he's really, really, really expressive. So it's not really a surprise that people mistake him for a woman, but him fully admitting that it's his chest fluff and not tits, it fills me with joy every time. 'Cause imagine how soft that probably is. In his line of work, he would have to keep, like, that chest fluff super soft. It's probably insanely silky. So, I don't blame people if they consider that their favorite part of Angel. I would not be surprised. And dad calling!
I'll be right back.
I could keep going all night.
Yeah, yeah, and he proves that at work all the time, it seems. Especially since Valentino makes him. And I really like Husker's design because it's still one of the most complicated designs out of all of the characters. He still has markings inside of his ears, but they're not as detailed, and they've definitely changed color and changed shape. His wings have also changed a bit to be less complicated. They're still really detailed. And his paws, his claws have also been adjusted, I believe, to make animating him a lot easier and quicker. But overall, he still is the grumpy cat that we saw from the initial episode, like the pilot, only voiced by Keith David now. For those of you who don't know Keith David, I feel very sad for you. Keith David is absolutely an outstanding actor, voice actor, etc. He was Spawn in the Spawn animated series, Goliath in uh Gargoyles, Dr. Facilier in Princess and the Frog. He's been in at least one episode of Leverage. And he guest stars in a lot of other series as well. But these are some of the roles he's most known for are his animated roles. At least among the nerds I associate with, that's where we mainly know him from. 'Cause we watch a lot of cartoons. Still, he's just a grumpy old cat. And some of the main things that have changed about angel designs is the eyeshadow, I believe, is a lot less prominent. He has a lot more of a standard and maintained hairstyle and structure. His gloves no longer cut off at the wrist, they go all the way up to almost his shoulders, and they're different colors and have different designs to basically separate the gloves from the arms. And other than that, we get less like the stripes on his blazer are far more like bold. They're broad, I guess, uh, than the initial ones in the pilot. So less stripes to draw, less stripes to keep track of when animating.
Yeah, I can. Totally. Yeah, I'll head over there right away. Okay. Yes. Yes! Holy shit!
Ah, what?
They are so fucking cute. I
going
love them
on?
so much. Oh, and whenever the character's eyes, like, do the frog thing or the reptile thing, it's so good. It's so amusing. And lets you know kind of how excited they are. It it takes advantage of the fact that, again, they can do things that aren't standard to draw attention to specific emotions and reactions that the characters are having.
My dad just called. He said that the leader of the Angel Army wants to meet. He asked if I could go instead.
But
Mhm.
but the extermination just
It did.
happened. What could they want this soon?
And since I haven't highlighted it yet, remember how Alistair promised no tacky circus decor? Those are circus horses. Those are big top tents on the door. Granted, the rest of it is just apples and snakes, but we also have dancing elephants near the fireplace, and I believe the skeletons of performing animals around the fire, like the hearth itself.
This could be swell. Something tells me that today will be a happy day in hell.
Okay, but just don't sing to them.
That bitch is halfway down the street.
Is she?
Oh,
You
shit.
can even see little Charlie, like, down the street moving and dancing, and this is also a very great view of Angel. If I remember right, his gold tooth is switched sides, similarly to how, Valentino's antenna have flipped. Which one is no longer there and which one is fully fluffy.
That any soul can change.
Those angels' minds are hard
Will
to
know
change.
everyone can be redeemed from the evil to the strength.
They're bloodthirsty and deranged.
And here's the interesting thing about this is I've seen multiple reactors and people listening to this for the first time. And a lot of people seem to not pick up on this the first time they're listening to this. But Vaggie is specifically talking about the angels being bloodthirsty and deranged, not sinners. Charlie's talking about sinners, but everything Vaggie has been talking about is angels. At least in the line before, she was discussing angels. And though the line flows with what Charlie is calling sinners, considering they are kind of separated at this moment, very likely what Vaggie is talking about is the angels, not sinners. And that is one of our first major hints. Like, there have already been a couple, but that is our biggest hint to something that we find out. And yeah, just thought that was interesting because she knows a lot more about angels than quite a few people. Hell of a post.
From the porn studio where the cinephiles go to watch award.
And we get Travis here, who we saw in the pilot. He was the one getting a job from Angel Dust, if you know what I mean. Uh Also, again, Valentino's director. That's kind of how they know each other, I bet. But the fact that they play porn just straight up on televisions that are readily available to watch does not surprise me because, again, this is hell. And that is also a line that the first time I heard it sung, I could not believe they put that line in a song. I never in my life would have bet on the fact that I would have heard a song that has award-winning demon bukkake shows mentioned. Oh, man. Oh, and there's a little interesting color thing, with Charlie's shoes right now. They're pink.
I'll get heaven behind my plans. There's just no way.
Now, I don't know this for sure, and we don't really see these two at all later on in season 1, I believe, but I think this imp and this sinner might be a couple. It really wouldn't surprise me. Although we don't really get, other than in Helva Boss, where sinners hire IMP to go and kill living people, we don't really see a lot of Hellborn interacting with sinners, which will hopefully be different in upcoming seasons due to, the entire crossover potential that we now know about and that has basically been arranged. So we will get to hopefully see all 7 deadly sins on the same screen at the same time. And likely we will also see, say, Blitzo and Angel Dust interact. I'm not sure how that would go. I'm honestly not sure. We would also see, say, Alistair and Moxie. They might kinda get along, possibly. Other than Alistair's entire being a serial killer thing. Well, I mean, Moxie's also a serial killer in a way. Trained assassin, yeah.
Today is gonna be a fucking happy day.
And here's another animation technique, which is great. I believe I already mentioned it before in one of my other videos, but in the background, nothing is moving, but because we're focused on Charlie, we don't really notice that nothing in the background is moving yet. But while we also don't really notice anything's moving, we also see the setup for things that are going to be animated in later, like in clips that follow this immediately. Again, like little animation, like quick tricks and stuff to save time and money. Again, it was only a few seconds, so we don't even really notice it all that much. The only reason I notice it is because I'm watching for these kind of things.
Hello? Hello?
The real question is, are sinners not able to enter the heavenly embassy? Are only those of angelic blood or angelic descent able to enter the heavenly embassy? Because if not, then I don't imagine it would be this well kept. So my best guess is that they literally are not able to get in. Or else, yeah, this place will be fucking trashed.
Ooh, curry.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
It's nice to meet you.
Totally. Nice to meet you too.
Ugh.
Ha! I fucking got you. Did you fucking see that?
And the ribs have magically vanished. This is probably just a little mistake, but to save time. But yeah, the ribs are suddenly gone.
Good shit.
So wait, you aren't here?
No. You think I'd come down there? No, I mean, I love the vibe. Totally. I love your tunes. Pretty fucking hardcore, don't get me wrong. But
That could also be our first sign that, again, they're not really there. This is all just a hologram. So the ribs, because they weren't interacting with Adam himself, they weren't included in the hologram. That could be the reason why they're not here. So it might not be a mistake. It might just be very convenient that it works that way. Oh, another thing, another fun thing about angels in heaven. Most angelic characters. Most angelic characters are represented by outlines that are brighter than other characters. Like Adam, even though a lot of his horns, his heart-shaped mask, his gloves are all supposedly just like off black, like really dark gray, or supposed to be interpreted as black. But we get the outlines in this very pale blue or purplish blue. And that is what outlines most of the details that have outlines on his character design. So, and that is one of the ways that, in my personal opinion, they make angels brighter than other characters. Like, they make them seem a little bit more holy, angelic, safe.
ew.
Right. So I'm happy we got this opportunity to meet. There's a project I've been working on that I really want to talk to you about.
Hey, slow down. We got time. How about we get to know each other a little? How about some lunch? You hungry? I got you. Here's my personal favorite. You'll love it.
And remember how earlier I mentioned how Eve was created from Adam's rib? His personal favorite is spare ribs. Yeah.
Thanks.
I got you again, bitch! Fucking hilarious!
And this really sets up the entire interaction between heaven and hell and gives us our first experience with heaven in this mythos, inside this storyline and world. And really, it shows that heaven is not all rainbows and sunshines like Charlie thinks it is. That even people in heaven can be pieces of shit and assholes. It's just very, very, very amusing to see Charlie's first interaction with a person who lives where she wants to get other people to go. Because it really, the more we interact with Adam, it seems like he should have been in hell. It really seems that way. But we don't know what gets anybody into heaven yet, even in season 1. We do have the list that Adam gave us, and technically, Sir Pinchas did fulfill everything on that list. But angels also fulfilled everything on that list. The only thing that Angel hasn't done that Sir Pinchas has done is get erased by angelic power. So it might come down to the entire, if you think you're gonna be redeemed, then let's kill you and see. I don't think it'll come to that. I'm not even sure they're going to realize Sir Pinchas has been redeemed in season 2. They might continue to just think he's been erased.
So, we need a camera. Alistair. A video camera.
He's
All
so
right, let's do
bothered.
this.
I love the fact that the camera always has these same things. I think the battery does change, but the time in the lower right corner doesn't. It's almost always like 10:46. And the camera also has a Band-Aid on it and
And
eyelashes.
action.
So I was playing this gig, and for some fucking reason, this virtue chick was digging on the drummer, and it's like, do you know who I am? I'm fucking Adam. I'm the original Dick. All dicks descend from me. You think you want drummer dick? No way. I'm the dick fucking master.
He even has a giant A on his
Anyways,
chest.
and we fucked, and it was awesome. What'd you do this weekend?
He's
Wait,
such a
your name is
narcissistic
Adam?
piece of shit.
Like the first man, Adam? That means you.
Yeah, it's starting to click now, isn't it?
That explains
Yeah.
so much.
I know,
Yep.
I fucking rock.
Well, Adam, sir. Mr. Adam, sir.
Call me
No.
Dick Master.
Adam, you seem like a smart, well, stand-up guy.
Now here's the fun thing. I really doubt Charlie believes these things. She's only saying them to get on Adam's good side, to try to convince him, like butter him up and everything for her ideas, for her proposition of, hey, let's do my plan of redeeming sinners sort of thing. So in a way, she's attempting to manipulate Adam by using stuff that he likes, like complimenting him, helping, like trying to get his guard down, stuff like that. Thing is this is Adam. And unfortunately, Adam is not only very, very, very old, he's also a very, 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 very huge piece of shit. So he's not gonna care what Charlie says one bit. Absolutely not. I'm wondering why he even really agreed to this, other than he's probably trying to play it cool, is my theory. Because he already knows that an angel got killed with, like, during the extermination. So he already knows that. So he has to put up a front and see what's known by the royal family. What is going on? And so arranging this and everything really makes it seem like heaven's not worried, that they're perfectly okay with what's happening and such. And that's probably why he lets her talk instead of just giving the message of we're coming back in 6 months. Is he wants the message to sink in and for it to seem like it has a reason and a purpose. Well, because I fucking do what I want is his purpose. But it's very, very convenient that he's actually taking the time to listen to Charlie at all, when he doesn't necessarily need to. So he's also putting up a bit of a front.
Uh-huh.
And I know you are the leader of the angels, and you are a big thinker, a revolutionary, a genius.
I mean, your words, babe.
Who would really love to put his name on something?
And for those of you who know the story of Adam, he's the one that named all the animals. So technically, in the Bible, Adam decided on everybody's names. At least the creatures that weren't humans, and also probably his kids' names and stuff.
Fucking love putting my name on shit. Shit's the
Yeah, it
best.
is.
It's a solution to our biggest problem.
Oh, herpes. Yeah, that's a bitch.
All right, Nifty. Nifty. Your line is, we have the cleanest rooms, okay?
Got it. I'm ready.
Action.
And another character whose design hasn't changed much, but it's simplified a whole lot, has been Nifty. Her outfit has changed a bit to be more simple. It is still like a poodle skirt, but her hair has a lot less like, lock separators in it, I guess I'll call it. So her hair takes less lines now in this design.
Seems like you're having a bit of trouble there, hmm?
He's such an asshole.
Why are you even here?
For the entertainment. I came here because I love seeing wasteful souls struggle to accomplish something meaningful and fail spectacularly. Like you are doing now.
Good job.
Good job.
And here is Alistair, the egocentric piece of shit that...
I wouldn't try that, my dear. This face was made for radio.
That's it. I don't care who or what you are. If you're staying here, you're gonna make this work. Because it won't be so entertaining to watch over an empty hotel, will it, shit ass?
I'm pretty sure Alistair's not used to people actually coming up that close and into his personal space and not being a little scared of him. Because we even see him kind of lean back a bit. Which is fascinating. But at the same time, he probably it's probably against whatever deal he has or against his better judgment to do anything to Vaggie because Vaggie is loved by Charlie. And if anything happened to Vaggie, then Charlie would be upset. And again, we don't know entirely what Alistair plans with Charlie, just that he's going to guide her and that he thinks she has a lot of potential.
Fair enough. I'll tell you what. Let's make a deal.
You think I'm that stupid, making a deal with a demon like you?
Not for your soul, just a simple deal. I do this for you, and you never ask me to engage with this frivolous television technology ever again. Or Charlie can come back to absolutely nothing. Your choice.
And here's a highlight of the fact that when Alistair's being honest and it seems happy with something, his radio filter tends to drop. And it's only when he's upset that his radio filter is emphasized. We also get a very, very interesting deal, especially considering season 2. Now, for those of you who don't know, and a lot of people who are watching the show for the first time don't know, there's a TV demon. And I'm pretty sure Alistair's deal with Vaggie applies to Vox, who is the TV demon. He's one of the V's. We initially meet him in the pilot. His design is insanely different now. I guess not that a lot of his coloring has changed to make him a lot more brighter. Not make him a lot more. That was a horrible way of saying that. To make him more consumer friendly. How about that? He's more personable now than he initially was in the pilot, which makes sense considering all his business he deals with. But he and Alistair apparently have a past, and in season 2, he's going to be one of the main antagonists. So the likelihood that this little setup right here doesn't play in is very low. Insanely low. I'm not sure how exactly it'll play in, but Vaggie will not be able to ask Alistair to basically do anything with Vox. Whether it's fight him, rescue somebody from him, make sure he stays out of the hotel, all of that sort of stuff. Any sort of interaction, she can't ask for Alistair's help. And it's usually every single deal done in a show, as long as it doesn't get canceled before the plot finishes, Every deal like this in a show concludes. And we didn't see a conclusion to this deal in season 1. So I'm assuming it goes into season 2, and we currently do not know exactly what happens if someone breaks a deal, or are they literally physically incapable of breaking a deal they've made. We don't know all the details of how these deals work. Like, if Vaggie breaks it and does ask Alistair for help, does she lose her soul? Because it's not a deal for her soul, but there should be some sort of repercussions. Because Vaggie is getting what she wants up front. She's getting something solid, immediate. Where Alistair's is a permanent situation. Which is insanely favorable in his favor. Like, towards him, this is extremely favorable because it's a continual deal for him. For Vaggie, it's literally, I get this one thing, and then, like, you don't have to help me with anything else for me to have to keep up my side of the bargain. And those kinds of deals are very terrible. Make sure to look over any sort of contract or anything you have, because those sorts of deals will fuck you every single time. You do not want to be Vaggie in this situation. Even if it seems innocent or favorable, or you don't see the reason why it might be bad, might want to double check that. But yeah, so I can't wait to see how this plays into season 2.
Fine.
Oh, idea! Maybe when Vox is starting his campaign, his smear campaign against the hotel, maybe that's when Vaggie thinks maybe I can ask Alistair for help or something. Like, when she starts seeing the smear campaign. Maybe. Sorry, just thought of it.
Now then.
I love how the only thing that changed about Husk's outfit is he gets cuffs and then colored, like, hems on his pants.
Expects you to pay the check, but you're like, hey, I thought you wanted equality.
No, our shared problem of
Back to
overpopulation
this
in hell.
asshole.
Oh, well, that's not a problem. We got that covered. Loot, how many demons did you kill this year?
Got a good 275 this year, sir.
275? Whoa, badass. Awesome job, Danger Tits. Pound it.
So Charlie has been sitting listening to Adam talk so much that he no longer has any spare ribs left. And so much that Vaggie and the rest of the hotel were able to get what Vaggie wanted to try to do done, as well as Vaggie watching it back through, as well as getting everything, the actual commercial, finished and submitted to air before Charlie gets back. Can you imagine how much of a blowhard Adam is being right now? For it to take that fucking long.
They are not the same. They had their chance and they earned damnation.
You're wrong. Sinners made mistakes, sure, but everyone makes mistakes.
Angels don't make mistakes.
You really think that?
Obviously they do. And Lute would even know that. Lucifer. Angels make mistakes. At least that's considered a mistake, depending on, like, which side you're looking at. And I mean, Adam just being an angel feels like a mistake.
I know that.
Yeah, I've never made a mistake in my fucking life.
The only reason you're still here is because Daddy gave you and your hellborn kind a pardon from an exorcist blade.
And there's our other deal of episode 1. This is really the only details we know about the exterminations is that Lucifer worked it into whatever agreement was made with heaven that his family and Hellborn would not be harmed. So only sinners, only people who have made mistakes with the gift he gave them are going to be hurt. I'm not sure how they got him to do that, or if he was just so uncaring and just decided, oh, whatever. There's lots of theories that they might have blackmailed him with Charlie. Charlie even being created might be related to when the extermination started. There's also the idea that if they went after the Hellborn, it's possible the other sins would get involved, which would be very bad. So there are numerous reasons why Lucifer would set it up the way he did. It's still not fully clear why he even agreed to this, though. But we do know he was a part of the deal due to this clause that Lute is bringing up.
How does that feel? To know how little you matter.
In truth, it's showing how much Charlie matters. Considering Lucifer is willing to sacrifice the whole of humanity in hell. All the human souls in hell, basically. He's okay with all of them dying to keep his daughter and family safe. That doesn't sound like she matters just a little, in my opinion. Sounds like she matters a lot.
Oops, almost out of time. Guess we should get into it.
Oh, fuck! Ugh, ugh. Okay, I've got a lot to get through and not a lot of time, and I feel like you weren't hearing me before, so here goes. I know Hell's population is out of control. It's a bad situation, it's taking a toll. If we rehab these sinners and cleanse all their souls at my has-been hotel. Wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. Right, extermination. I know you guys fly down just to kill once a year, and it must be annoying to schlep all the way here. If they join you in heaven, that trip disappears. You can wave at your farewell.
And the eyes. Oh, I love it so much.
Right there, save us all precious time.
Okay.
If what you're suggesting is letting them climb up the ladder.
Oh, Alex
they'd
Brightman
rather
has an
cross the
amazing
pearly
voice.
gates.
Well,
Sorry, sweetie, but there's no defying their fates. Cause hell is forever, whether you like it or not. Had their chance to behave better, now they boil in the pot. Cause the rules are black and white, there's no.
And that scene, just for those of you who get the reference, it reminds me, like the black and white scene, it reminds me of Unus Annus. For those that get that.
Fucking hell's forever, and it's meant to suck a lot. So give up your dumb endeavor.
I also like specifically the designs on Adam's harp. Well, not his harp, his guitar, because they are harp designs. Because angels aren't known for playing the harp and stuff like that in some stories. Yeah, I know, stupid thing to pause on, but it's just funny.
Cause you don't have a shot. Long as I got your attention, I guess I should probably mention that we've made the determination to move up the next.
And just fuck you, I do what I want. He's basically oh, what's the character's name from Parks and Rec? Editor me put the gif somewhere of Rob. I believe his name is Rob. I'll put the gif somewhere.
Extermination! What? Can't wait a whole year to slaughter those little cunts. I know it's just been a week, but we'll be back in 6 months!
It's also incredibly interesting because we not only see Charlie pass through the holograms, but we see that Adam can make the hologram solid not only when he pushes his finger against Charlie's lips, but here in this moment when he literally throws her out into the hallway of the lobby of the embassy. And we see the steps and the front desk again. But how those holograms work is a mystery. It might just be because, oh, I'm an angel magic sort of bullshit. Or there might be a better reason for it. We don't really know yet. And we might never know.
Charlie! How did it go? Did they listen?
Oh, they sure did. Hear it.
And the way Charlie phrases this is so perfect and non-combative and trying to take everything in the best possible light. 'Cause yes, she did talk about it, and Adam did respond directly to her talking points. So, he did hear it. He just didn't, listen or change his opinion. Which isn't really a surprise.
But,
Oh, come here. We
Oh,
have something
Becky's
exciting to show
so
you.
happy about this. Ugh.
Alistair pulled some strings and it's about to air.
I pulled a few limbs, too. Ha ha ha!
wait, the commercial? You all made a new one?
Yeah, one of my better performances, if I do say so myself.
That's amazing.
Shh, it's starting.
Welcome to...
And we get this lovely commercial, which doesn't last very long. I'm wondering if they only have it air once, or if it's a multiple airing commercial, which I hope it's a multiple airing commercial, or else Vaggie got real fucked with that deal. Really fucked. But Alistair, of course, is here and he's glitching out. Oscar is drinking. Angel is pushing his bosom of chest fluff. Nifty is stage fright, and Vaggie looks amazing. Vaggie looks absolutely amazing. I love her in this outfit. She looks gorgeous. I do also love the fact that the peacock feathers kind of look like Alistair's microphone. And also dead fish at the same time. Mainly the coloring and the placement of the eyes of the peacock feathers makes me think of the microphone. But the thinness of the bottom parts of the feather underneath the eye part are what makes me think fishbone. Yeah. Welcome, Has Been Hotel. Now playing.
The Has-Been Hotel. Oh.
And now we get everybody super upset except for Husk, except for Alistair, and Nifty is overjoyed. Like, Husk is like, oh, I'm tired of these fuckers. Nifty is like, oh, hey, something is making everybody upset. Yay. Or, you know what? That's probably not it. Nifty's probably excited because breaking news normally means something insanely bad and terrible has happened. And that they have to announce it immediately. So, very likely it's something Nifty would be amused to hear, and I do love her poodle skirt. And Alistair's just like, oh, hey, it didn't finish. Oh, well. Just watching them freak out because he fulfilled his part of the bargain. There wasn't any fine print or anything saying it needed to air all the way. There wasn't any fine print at all because they didn't fucking write the contract up. God. Such a bad idea. But, like with the Odyssey, if it wasn't for these bad ideas, we wouldn't get amazing plot points later. Flawed characters and characters making flawed decisions are necessary for a story to progress sometimes. And again, this does fit the character. Vaggie is desperate and would do anything for Charlie. So it fit in with her character to make this decision for this deal, seeing as she didn't think any harm would come from it. Because likely she thought Alistair literally just meant televisions, which is where Alistair's phrasing is very important. Television technology. Again, like, there are certain beings you do not make deals with. Demons, the Fae, the monkey's paw. There are reasons you don't make deals with any of them. You're always going to get the short end of the stick, no matter what you're getting. They will always make it so it's the short end of the stick.
Breaking news in hell today. We have just received word from the Heaven Embassy that the next extermination is happening sooner than ever before.
Oops, I forgot to read what's on the bottom of the breaking news.
Hell today. We have just received word from the Heaven Embassy that the next
Holy shit, the extermination is happening in 6 months. This is not a drill. Confirmed. Legit. Fuck. We all dead soon. Why does this always happen to me?
Do you know what that means, Tom? No, what does that mean, Katie? It means we're all royally fucked.
Wait, what? Why?
And again, we get wonderful characterizations here. Because Vaggie's shocked, but not necessarily scared. Angel's pissed. Husk is shocked. Alistair is intrigued. Because he probably wants to know why and realizes there's usually a reason for shit like this. Charlie looks directly to Angel when he asks why and looks distressed. Because she likely feels it's her fault. Even though it's not. Adam was going to do this whether it was to her or her father. This was going to happen. It's not because of her presentation. It's not because of anything she said. That is what the meeting was about, is Adam announcing that. But with him announcing it and everything, I don't blame Charlie for feeling a little bit guilty about that, especially since she didn't really tell anybody first. The real question is, how the fuck did Katie Killjoy find this out? Because so far the only one that we know of who has this information is Lute, a few of the other golden exorcists that were there in a hologram form, Adam, and Charlie. And we damn well know Charlie didn't say a fucking peep. So, who knows? But it could just be that someone saw the timer in the Heavenly Embassy suddenly go down and the sand magically start falling faster. And that they're like, oh, hey, this is the new time limit. That is also possible. It's just the timing is very convenient. Because it really seems like something they would have been told, especially since I believe it says, like, live?
No, what does that mean, Katie? It means we're all royally fucked.
Okay, so it doesn't seem to be a live recording. So very well, someone could have submitted this to the news station. And this is how they tell when the exterminations are coming because they don't really have day or night cycles in hell, really. At least as far as we know. They probably have a pseudo day and a pseudo night, probably in most rings. But we don't know exactly what that looks like for sinners yet, and the pride ring. We just have exorcists looking like fucking terrifying gargoyles on the corners. Again, the timing is a bit convenient. Because you'd think Adam would do this immediately after his meeting with Charlie, or maybe wait a day and let Charlie announce it, or maybe leave it as a surprise that it's coming 6 months early. At the same time, causing the sort of terror and panic, probably what Adam's going for.
Demon left alive to pull a stunt like this again.
Ah, there we go. I want to end off with Adam's insane smile right here from his mask. So throughout a lot of the show, we get a bit of conflicting information that I'm not sure exactly how to parse either, but it seems angels can also only be perma-killed by an angelic weapon or permanently injured by an angelic weapon. Now, why Vaggie doesn't realize this, even though she got her eye cut out, I don't know. It seems pretty obvious that, because Carmilla's like, did you realize that you and your sisters could be hurt? No. She got her fucking eye cut out and her wings ripped off. She's been through pain herself. Though she might justify that as she was a fallen angel at that point and maybe the rules changed. I'm not sure. But there are some conflicting there is some conflicting facts and information about this series within season 1 itself. So I'm going on the basis of angels can be permanently harmed or maimed using any means, but they can only be permanently killed using angelic steel. And that is the logic I'm going with, since that is also the logic for sinners' souls in hell. So it seems fitting that it would be the same in heaven. I also have a very, very headcanon-y thing where I okay, very stupid, but it would be very interesting if the Archangel Michael was behind creating angelic steel. I just think that would be fun. Like, whether he's the only one that can make it, or it's, like, a piece of him, like his feathers or something. I just think that's neat. Again, headcanon. That is my own thoughts and ideas, okay? But it would be cool. We still don't know where angelic steel comes from, though, or what it's made of, or why it works, or why it permanently erases a soul. And we also don't know where those erased souls go. We just know that they don't come back to this plane of existence. So they don't come back to hell, they don't go back to heaven, sort of thing. So those are still some questions we are waiting to be answered, and I have a feeling they won't be answered until probably season 3 to 4. We'll get a lot more hell politics, it seems, in season 2. And those will be first-time reactions. Oh man, it's gonna be so much fun. And again, like, animation time saver. Everything else black, and then just doing a glowy face smiling. Saves so much time. Ugh. And again, these are purposeful techniques. It's not just to save time, it's also for aesthetics. It just the time saving is a bonus for some of these techniques. It's just a bonus of using them. Where on the other hand, like, some of it is just a time thing. Anyway, that is my ranting. I really wonder how much of this I will trim down because I talked a lot. Um, I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thanks for joining me, and if you enjoyed the video, please like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff if you want to. Honestly, I'm just, like, here voicing my opinions about stuff I enjoy on the internet for shits and giggles. So, eh, it's nice if other people like it too. So, and if you need a voice to chat with or a voice to, like, talk to while you're doing something, like, I'm I'm chill with that. 'Cause I do that too with other YouTuber videos. I just leave them on in the background while I'm doing stuff because it's nice to have, like, some noise, and there is just something fun and interesting about hearing people talk about what they're passionate with. So that's one of the reasons why I'm trying this out and doing this because I do really love talking about this kinda thing. And I've learned quite a bit about animation recently because I'm working on my own animatic and trying to actually learn how to properly animate myself. So, I'm working through everything and just want to, yeah, nerd out a bit. So, thank you for joining me, and I'll see you in the next video. I will say it's very unlikely I will put up early videos of Hazbin Hotel on my Patreon just because of editing time and everything, but I will try my best. There will be the longer versions once I figure out what to do for tiers. Anyway, bye.